Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Got another deck profile for you today. This time it's an update on my Blue Eyes White Dragon deck. This is post December 3rd, 2018 ban list, which takes effect starting tomorrow. So, now that the format has completely changed, Firewall Dragon is banned, what does that mean? Well, Gokis, or Dark Warriors rather, are not dead. They're still a really powerful deck. Yeah, extra linking is far more difficult now and they can't extra link anymore. But they can still hit you with Gunblare Dragon. And they will still attempt to hit you with the Nightmare Corruptor Iblis. So if you have that, it's going to be kind of hard to get around it sometimes. I mean, it's not too difficult. It's not impossible, regardless, because now you have an extra link or extra monster zone that you have available to you, so you can easily make a link monster. Now with Blue Eyes, you kind of have to think how do I get rid of it? Because it's not a level 1 monster. You can't make Link Karibo. Yeah, I could potentially make I could get rid of it with a tribute summon somehow, but how do I do that? Well, but generally with Blue Eyes, you already have a way to get around that anyway, regardless. And plus, Blue Eyes is already a powerhouse deck that can go first or second, so as long as you know what you're up against, you know how to work around it, you really shouldn't have any difficulties with it, regardless. So that's what I'm going to get to today. So, yeah, hopefully you guys will enjoy this, and I'll show what I got. So starting off, of course, playing the original Blue Eyes White Dragon. Gotta run it at 3. Can't be hit with Widow Anchor, thankfully. That's actually one of my favorite things about Blue Eyes now, because Sky Strikers have a tough time outing it with Widow Anchor because they can't touch it. It only works on effect monsters. Of course, you're going to be playing its counterpart at 3. Alternative White Dragon's a free summon as long as you have the original Blue Eyes in hand. 2 Dragon Spirited Whites. I decided to bring it back up to 2 because, back row heavy decks like Ultra Guys, Sky Striker, and Paleozoic Frogs, I know it's a rogue deck, but it's still really powerful. I saw a bunch of them at the Houston Regional. But Dragon Spirited White's a good way to also get rid of floodgates, and plus you can tag out during either player's turn as long as your opponent controls a monster and summon the Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand. Next up, we're going to be playing 3 copies of Sage. This guy searches out all your level 1 light attribute tuners. 3 eggs, well, technically 4, because you got the Whites and the Legend as well. But, just to get a free Blue Eyes at the end of the turn, and plus it's a good way to get Dragon Spirited White live. And Whitestone Legend just searches out the Blue Eyes White Dragon for me. And then the last of our key cards is Globe Bulb, I'm sorry, I was about to say Bloom. Mainly because it helps me extend my Synchro plays to go into Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, which is my most powerful monster, one of my most powerful monsters in the deck. So that's why I like to play it. Moving on, got our hand traps. I actually bumped up my hand trap count just a little bit more again. 3 Ash Blossom, 2 Effect Veilers, it's searchable through Sage, and 1 Honest. I actually like the Honest route because, especially Nightmare Mermaid, will definitely be a viable play, especially in Dark Warriors, because they're even though they can't extra link you anymore, they're going to try to keep your monsters powered down, since, Gunblare's going to be their big beater monster, and then there's also cards like number 86. Honest is a good way, to beat over those kind of cards. That way, it just gives your monsters the advantage. So, Honest, at 1 is not a bad choice at all. And it's there when I need it. Moving on to spells, got 3 Melody of the Awakening Dragons. Searches out our Blue Eyes and alternatives. 3 trade-ins for a drop for some draw strength. And plus Blue Eyes gets its advantage in the graveyard most of the time anyway. 3 Return to the Dragon Lords. All our big heavy monsters are level 8s. 3 Called by the Grave. I'm really happy that's back at 3. It's a good way to deal with hand traps, because I don't want to get hit with them. I don't want to lose any of my pluses, so yeah. 1 Dragon Shrine, 1 Foolish Burial, 1 for 1, Silver's Cry, Monster Reborn, and of course the best spell card in the whole deck, Soul Charge. Especially when you're going first, because this card helps you extend the hell out of all your plays. Especially with Summon Sorceress, she can help you out with extending both Xyz and Synchro plays, so that's why it's really great. So Soul Charge for me is just a major extender, especially when you're going first. And yeah, it's just if you open up with Soul Charge, you're most likely gonna win, because the whole point of Blue Eyes is just to basically beat down your opponent. It's just an OTK base deck, and just fill your board with really powerful monsters. Alright, so moving on to the extra deck. Of course, you're going to be playing Summon Sorcerers. You got tons of dragons, so there's no reason not to be able to play this. One hit potion again. A big majority of the deck is light. That just gives your light attribute monsters 500 attack and defense points. And it weakens dark monsters by 400 points, so it's really good against Gunblar. One Link Rebo synergizes so easily with this deck. It's like you use one of your White Son of Ancients, make Link Rebo, you get a Blue Ice White Dragon at the end of the turn. It's just, yeah, it's busted. 2 Blue Ice Spirit Dragons, mainly 2 because you either want to go into Azure Ice Silver Dragon, which comes to our next card for built-in protection, or Black Rose Moonlight Dragon, which is this deck's version of Nightmare Unicorn. Bounces back 1 monster. Instead of going to the deck, it goes back to the hand, but that's generally okay. But it's also the card I use to go into Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, which is a free negator. The only fusion I'm playing is Twin Burst Dragon. It's a good way to, out the Nightmare Phoenix play, where like if they're co-linked, they can't be destroyed by battle, but this guy can't be destroyed in battle either. And the best part about it is that if he fails to destroy a monster in battle, he automatically banishes that monster from the game. Going into the Xyz monsters now, we got Galaxy Eye Cypher Dragon, which is our mind control. If you have like Summon Sorcerers or Hippo Shinigami, one or the other, as long as the arrows are pointing down, take control of an opponent's monster. With its effect, it becomes Galaxy Eye Cypher Dragon as well. You can use it to go into Galaxy Eye Cypher Blade Dragon, Full Armor Photon, Dark Matter Dragon, which is our, basically it's a Foolish Burial of 3. It lets you send 3 dragons of different names and your opponent has to banish 3 monsters. Cypher Blade and Full Armor pop, so that's basically what they do. Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon, which can attack twice at the start of the battle phase. Or at the start of the battle phase, you have to detach 1 Xyz material, negate all other card effects, and then you can attack twice. And then, best card against Sky Strikers, number 38, Hope Harbinger. I may have made a mistake on the Dark Warrior. I might have said number 38 myself. I meant to say number 86. I can't remember. And sorry if my voice sounds a little groggy. I'm caught a little bit of a cold. But anyway, yeah, number 38 negates spells. Can steal him for his Xyz material, and of course he can redirect attacks in some ways. So yeah, number 38 is really good. Alright, so moving on to the side deck, I had to really just figure this out like carefully because depending on your matchups will really determine like what's the best course of action, how do you want to beat around those. So the only monsters I'm playing on the side is Arcbreak Dragon because it's really good at clearing out like back row, like face up back row specifically. Like Sky Strikers, you do that a lot, like with their multi-roll and their field spell. Because like I know Sky Strikers get their advantage when their spells are in the graveyard, but with Arcbreak Dragon, he's summoned back from the grave. He banishes all face up spells and traps on your opponent's side of the field, and he gains power for each one that got banished. Against Ultra guys, they do a lot of face up spells or face up trap cards. I'm sorry, and one of them happens to be Imperial Order or Goes in Match or Rivalry. You definitely want to get rid of those cards as quickly as you can. So Arcbreak Dragon will definitely help you get rid of those kind of cards. Moving on, 3 Mind Control against Thunder Dragons because my deck does search out sometimes, and I don't want them to like stall me for any longer than it should be. Spell Shattering Arrow, which also is good against like Trickstar, Altergeist, or anything that can run like field spells or specifically or something. Spell Shattering Arrow is just one of those cards that inflicts 500 points of damage for each face-up spell that gets destroyed. And yeah, it's just a good way to get the advantage when it comes to time rolls. Another good way to deal with back row heavy decks is Twin Twisters. Now to get around like plays that revolve around Nightmare Corruptor Ibly, so I had to go with Cost Down. I know in some ways it's kind of a neg 2. You discard 1 to lower the levels of all monsters in your hand, but it's a good way to like make Blue Eyes White Dragon just a level 6 monster, and just like tribute that Corruptor Ibly, go for a free Blue Eyes White Dragon, and yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the only reason I would ever play it or put it in play like that. Also running the Solemn Brigade in the side, 2 strike, 1 judgment. You never know, and plus, like, you don't want to see Gunblar, you don't want to see Colossus, you don't want to see any of those kind of cards that could really hurt you and just, like, slow you down, and you kind of want to keep Blue Eyes alive as much as you can, so. But as far as that, I feel like these were the best cards to use. And yeah. Well, anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll catch you guys again next time.